Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, well, we're jumping into something pretty unexpected. Canada's 2025 federal election.
Yeah, the big story is Mark Carney's Liberal Party managing to clinch a fourth term. Uh, Honestly, not many people saw that coming.
Definitely not. The early polls, they had the Liberals trailing by a huge margin. So our mission here is to, unpack how this happened.
Exactly. We'll be looking at the news reports, the analysis, trying to figure out the key drivers behind this pretty surprising turnaround.
Okay, let's start with that victory itself.
Huh.
So the Liberals got 168 seats, still a minority government, right? In the 343-seat House.
That's right, short of a majority. But considering where they were polling earlier this year, what was it, over 20 points behind?
Yeah, something like that. It's a remarkable comeback. You see some reports describing Carney's leadership as a triumph of resilience and strategic acumen.
And it seems a lot of that strategy, or maybe that resilience, came down to how they handled external pressures.
You mean the U.S. situation?
Precisely. The reports really highlight the Trump factor, as some are calling it.
Right. President Trump's aggressive trade policies and rhetoric, those tariffs he slapped on Canadian goods.
And even that talk, remember, about Canada maybe becoming the 51st U.S. state, that really caused a stir.
Oh, absolutely. Seems Carney's team really jumped on that feeling.
Yeah, the narrative was very much about positioning Carney as, the defender of Canadian sovereignty, Canadian independence.
And that message, it seems, really hit home with voters who were maybe feeling a bit anxious about that relationship.
It appears so. It might explain some of the shift away from the other parties.
Speaking of which, tough night for Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives. They were leading, seemed poised for maybe even a majority.
And they fell short, significantly short. And the really shocking part, Poilievre lost his own seat in Carleton.
Wow. For the leader of the opposition, the front runner for much of the campaign, to lose his own riding, that's huge.
It really is. It makes you wonder about maybe the polling models or just a very, very late swing among voters. He did say he'd stay on as leader, though.
We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just the Conservatives who had a bad night. The NDP.
Oh, the NDP. A really dramatic decline, as the reports put it. They ended up with just 7 seats, down from 24.
Just 7. And Jagmeet Singh, he also lost his seat, Burnaby Central.
Yeah, and he subsequently resigned as party leader, called it their worst performance electorally since 1993, I believe.
That's a massive drop. What do you think happened there? Did their vote just collapse?
It could be a consolidation, perhaps. Maybe progressive voters, feeling that pressure from the U.S., decided the Liberals were the strategic choice to block the Conservatives, perhaps, or as a statement on the sovereignty issue.
So where does this leave us? A liberal minority government led by Carney. What are the immediate hurdles, you think?
Well, minority governments are always tricky, aren't they? He needs to find dancing partners.
Right. To pass any legislation, he'll need support from probably the Bloc Québécois or what's left of the NDP, maybe others.
Exactly. Consensus building will be key. And the immediate priorities. Probably stabilizing things, reassuring the markets, and, of course, navigating that very delicate relationship with the U.S. Those trade issues aren't going away.
Yeah, those first few months are going to be critical,
Yeah.
especially for the economy and that whole U.S. dynamic.
For sure.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. We've got an unexpected liberal minority win, seemingly fueled quite a bit by Canadian reaction to President Trump.
Right, which led to pretty significant setbacks for both the Conservatives under Poilievre and a really tough night for the NDP under Singh.
And now Mark Carney faces the challenge of leading a divided parliament, needing cooperation to govern, all while dealing with these ongoing U.S. tensions.
Which really brings us to a final thought, something for you, the listener, to consider. Given this election result, the specific dynamic with the U.S., what does this suggest about the future of maybe Canadian identity and Canada's place, its strategy on the world stage going forward? It feels like a bit of a turning point, doesn't it?
It really does. Definitely some food for thought there. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.